Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The regulation of thyroid hormone secretion is discussed in this video. The thyroid hormone secretion is tightly regulated, and this regulation is through the hypothalamic anterior pituitary and thyroid gland axis that causes the right amount of the hormone to be secreted from the thyroid gland. The hypothalamus releases thyrotropin releasing hormone, and this thyrotropin releasing factor or hormone affects on anterior pituitary gland, and from there, from thyrotropes, there is release of the TSH that works on the thyroid gland and causes the release of the thyroid hormone. So all these thyroid hormone activity is under the control of a feedback inhibition system that we are going to see in this video. Thyroid stimulating hormone originates from anterior pituitary gland. It is a glycoprotein hormone, and this hormone is also termed as thyrotropin. It is released from thyrotropes of the anterior pituitary. So this is also termed as thyrotropin. It has a molecular weight of about 28,000, and its primary function is to stimulate the secretion of the thyroid gland, both the T4 and T3. The specific effect of this hormone are increased proteolysis of the thyroglobulin. So this releases T3 and T4 from stored thyroglobulin follicle, and this effect begins within 30 minutes. It is an earlier response, while the TSH is also responsible for iodine pump activity. So it enhances the iodine trapping in the thyroid cells and increases intracellular and extracellular iodide ratio up to 8 times of the normal. It is also responsible for increased iodination of the tyrosine and promotes synthesis of iodinated tyrosine derivatives that are monoaminotyrosine and diaminotyrosine, lead to increased T3 and T4 production, and it also increases the size and secretory activity of the thyroid cells. Cell become more functionally active, and there is increased number and morphology changes in thyroid cells. The cuboidal cell become columnar enfolding of the follicular epithelium, and then thyroid gland become hypertrophy. So as all these actions, they lead to increased thyroid hormone secretion. As we have seen earlier, the thyroglobulin proteolysis, it occurs immediately, and within 30 minutes this process occurs, while the other effects are delayed. The iodine uptake, growth, synthesis, this develop over weeks to hours. What is the mechanism of TSH? So the hormone binding with its receptor is the first step. This hormone receptor is or TSH receptor is located on the basal membrane of the thyroid follicular cells, and this causes the activation of the adenylyl cyclase. Adenylyl cyclase converts ATP into cyclic AMP, and these increased cyclic AMP activates protein kinase A. Protein kinase A triggers the phosphorylation of key intracellular proteins, and this results in increased secretion of T3 and T4 from the stored thyroglobulin. There are some prolonged effects that are the increased synthesis of uh, thyroid hormone and increase growth and function of thyroid cells such as hypertrophy and hyperplasia. The secretion of TSH from the anterior pituitary is regulated by thyrotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. This thyrotropin releasing hormone is produced by the neuron in the hypothalamus median eminence region. This TRH is transported via the hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system to the anterior pituitary, and it is a small tripeptide pyroglutamyl histidyl prolenamide. The thyrotropin releasing hormone binds to TRH receptor that are present on the thyrotropes, the anterior pituitary cells that are responsible for its secretion of TSH. This binding with this hormone, it results in activation of phospholipase C, the second messenger system, and this will lead to increase calcium ion concentration and diacylglycerol. So the result is increased TSH release. If portal blood flow is blocked, TSH secretion drops, but not to zero. It suggests that basal TSH secretion exists, but the TRH or thyrotropin releasing hormone is required for full function or full stimulation. The secretion of TRH and TSH are they are dependent on some environmental and neurogenic influences. The effect of the cold is evident. It is well documented. Increased TRH secretion from the hypothalamus occur as the person is exposed to cold. This leads to increased THS secretion that results in increased thyroid hormone production from the thyroid gland. The mechanism of this is that the cold stimulates hypothalamic temperature regulating system, and that increases metabolic rate to generate increased heat. This is the adaptive thermogenesis. Another evidence is that the rats, when they are exposed to severe prolonged cold, they exhibit about up to 50% of increase in BMR. Emotional stimuli are also associated with the alteration in this secretion of TRH and TSH. The decreased TSH secretion occur as there is excitement or anxiety via the sympathetic pathway. And this may occur due to increased metabolic rate and heat generation feedback inhibition via hypothalamic heat control center. The role of hypothalamus, both cold and emotional effect, disappear after hypophyseal stalk is cut that confirm the regulation of this processes via hypothalamic control. This diagram is illustrating the hypothalamic pituitary axis and its feedback regulation of the thyroid hormone secretion, specifically emphasizing its response to cold exposure and feedback inhibition mechanism. The hypothalamus, this hypothalamus senses environmental changes, for example, cold and possibly increased temperature need. They release thyrotropin releasing hormone, and this thyrotropin releasing hormone stimulates the anterior pituitary and releases thyroid stimulating hormone from the anti-pituitary, that is also termed as thyrotropin. So the thyrotropin acts on thyroid gland, and from here this thyroid stimulating hormone causes increase in size, increase in secretion of the gland, and this require iodine as a substance or substrate. Target cells are stimulated by T4. This thyroxine, this act on target cells and increase the metabolism. So this T4 then exert its negative feedback effect on anti-pituitary and inhibit further release of TSH and hypothalamus and inhibit further release of TRH. This maintain hormonal balance or homeostasis. So these this thyroxine effect on hypothalamus is still uncertain, and it is possibly via temperature regulation or metabolic rate change or neurogenic stimuli. So this negative feedback is more effective when the thyroxine concentration reaches about 1.75 times of the normal. So 1.75 normal concentration of the thyroxine will inhibit this these thyrotropes to completely stop the secretion of this TSH. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any query, please write in the comment box.